everybody. It's week 15. NFL action, prime time, crunch time. Who's going to get that final playoff spot? Who's getting the wild card spot? Who's going to clinch the number one seed? This is it. I'm Ted Rath. I've spent 16 years in the NFL. This is what it all comes down to. So let's dive into the impactful players and some of the team tips of this week so we can follow these games. Number one, big-time impactful player, Justin Herbert. This is a player taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home in LA in that beautiful stadium at SoFi. He's dealing with an ankle and a thigh injury. He's playing. It's already come out, and they've said he's going to play. He's banged up. It's the end of the year. Here's the other consideration. He's not a hyper-mobile quarterback, so I don't worry about those injuries specifically with him. However, he's missing his tight end, Will Dissly. He's missing Jalen Reagor, a wide receiver. And then Ladd McConkey, a big-time playmaker, is also questionable. So how is that going to impact him? This was a tough choice for me, but I'm going to start him. You look at Tampa Bay's defense, they've been struggling, especially against the pass this year. And if you're looking at the Chargers' perspective, they have to throw the ball successfully to compete in this game to hopefully get a win for them. So I'm going to start him, although this was a tough choice. Moving on. Next player. This is a player that's going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he also plays for a 3-9 team. 2 3-9 teams really not playing for much outside of pride, which is really important in the NFL. You're always playing to put out good tape. Breece Hall. He's dealing with a knee injury. Here's what to consider, though. He's going to a warm weather environment, and he's also playing on grass. He's questionable. If they allow this player to play, I think the big thing to keep an eye on, this is an impactful situation for success for him. It's grass and it's warm weather. That keeps the tissue warm and heated up, and that grass is very friendly, especially when you're dealing with something structural like a knee. He's also got Aaron Rodgers who's playing. You got to think about this from his perspective. If you're getting this all-time, first ballot Hall of Famer who's saying, we're playing for the pride and we're playing for our teammates, that's hard to overlook. So I think look for this one. If he starts, I'm going to play him. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense has struggled mightily this year. So you look for them to establish the ground game, and they would really depend on Breece Hall to establish that game so that then they can start to marry some of the run and pass stuff with play action and things like that Aaron is really, really good at. Let's look at this one. This is a kicker. Butker. So he's missed a few weeks. He had surgery. He's dealt with a meniscus injury. He's going into Cleveland. Here's the other consideration. It's his plant leg. That leg receives a lot of torque when you plant, and then they're going into a cold weather environment. I know they're used to it. They're from Kansas City, but Cleveland is looking at about low 40s with high percentage of rain, maybe that wintry mix. So you look at the ground, you look at all those things. However, they still need to get used to playing this in the playoffs because the Chiefs are looking at hosting a lot of playoff games once again. He's got to get used to this. I'm still going to start him because I think this is going to be a tight game. Moving on to our team tip. Same game, same stadium. Kansas City traveling all the way to Cleveland. Could be a cold weather environment, that wintry mix like we talked about. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. I think both defenses are going to be good. You got Spags, you got Jim Schwartz on the Cleveland side. They both dial up really good defenses, some of the best defensive coordinators in the entire league. I think they're going to keep the scoring low, and you look at they're still dealing with a backup quarterback in Cleveland. It's going to be hard for them to set that motion, that offense scoring points and things like that. So you're still dealing with Pat Mahomes. Could he have a breakout game? Of course, but I do think this could be a low-scoring game because of the weather, because of everything else really piled on top of this. But most important, have fun. It's December football. This is what the NFL is all about. Keep diving in. Talking about uncomfortable weather, buy my book, Beyond Comfort. It's out. Hit stores this week. Get on Amazon. Go get that book. It's on the bestseller list. So keep tuning in. Hit like, hit subscribe. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have fun this week.